like to say that Times Square is our backyard, but there is one time a year that we actually share it with someone who's pretty wonderful. Ryan Seacrest, my buddy Ryan, are you there this morning? Because I heard you were up here yesterday. Now, tell me, Ryan, do you actually really check out the ball every year before the big event?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I manually push it up and then release it to make sure it won't get stuck. So that was successful yesterday.
Well, everybody was telling me Ryan was just here. Ryan was just here. By the way, what's the big plan this year is for Lady Gaga, I think. But tell me some of the other things that we're going to see.
It's the 40th anniversary special of Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. He's been doing this for 40 years. So we've got Lady Gaga live, as you mentioned. Also Justin Bieber, who has a surprise during his performance. Pitbull is going to be with us, as well as Jenny McCarthy hosting part of the night. And of course, Dick Clark will be back where he loves to be each and every year. It's a 5.5-hour show, Sam. So if you want to come and pitch in, we'd love to have you.
I don't miss that show every year, Ryan. You are the way we bring in that New Year's, and I know that Josh is going to talk to you a little bit more throughout the morning about some of the highlights of the show coming up. We are live in Times Square, high above everybody in our backyard this morning with a preview of the ball, and Ryan, of course, is in the studio. So now, back to the studio, gang.
I saw he was wearing bows.
Yeah, I was trying
to look at the monitor, trying to figure out, oh, those are the glasses.
If he just wants to handle the interview because I can't compose myself over here.
You were getting antsy.
Yeah, I was. Well, I mean, you know, if we just want to do this from the ball back down here, hey. No, look, this is the place to be for the Ultimate New Year's Bash, 40th anniversary, as we just heard, Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest hosting for a 7th year in a row. And we just heard some of the acts, Ryan. But first, 40.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big number.
Yeah, it's a big number. I'm not there yet. Are you?
It's been my whole life.
Yeah,
it has been my whole life.
And me. You know, it's something that's become quite a tradition in American culture. And Dick, I think, started this by doing a version of American Bandstand in Philadelphia on New Year's Eve, and then turned it into a tradition here in New York City. But I was out last night. We were putting the stage together. And I feel like there are more people here in Times Square right now than I've seen in a long time for this big celebration.
Yeah, I mean, we're expecting 1 million people, and it looks like the weather's going to cooperate. And we heard just some of the acts, Gaga, Justin Bieber, LMFAO, Pitbull.
Yeah.
Look, these people could be anywhere, making a lot of money on Halloween, I'm sorry, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And yet, they're all agreeing to be a part of this show. How do we wrangle all this talent?
Well, I mean, it's tradition. They respect Dick Clark, number one. A lot of them, like me, grew up watching Dick Clark and loved him to death. The other thing is, it's such a special night for a performer. They do award shows often. They get every invitation, but there really is nothing like being on that stage, looking at a sea of 1 million people, let alone the 30 million that might be watching here on ABC.
So we heard it's a 5.5-hour show, obviously the anniversary edition. What other special things are planned for New Year's Eve?
I think the special things are always those things we're not planning. Yeah. Honestly, we know the time that Lady Gaga has for her performance. We're actually not quite sure what the entire performance entails, which kind of excites me.
Yeah.
And, you know, to have both Bieber and Gaga and their followings talking about being in Times Square, it's pretty staggering.
If nothing else, Twitter might actually implode. It might actually.
I'm reading it. Yeah, that's right. I'm reading it each night, and people are going to be fighting for their space.
There's going to be a tear in the time-space continuum. You mentioned Dick, 82 years old, going strong. Obviously, you have a chance to deal with him throughout the years. This celebration is planned. How's he doing?
Good. He looks forward to this. I have to tell you, this is one of his favorites, if not his favorite night of the year. So he very much looks forward to being a part of it. And the guy is still the boss. He walks into the room and you defer.
As well you should.
He is Dick Clark.
A wise man, a wise man. We were just talking about the revenue streams. Obviously the big one, American Idol, getting ready for season 11. You know, Simon's out, but Jennifer Lopez, Steven Tyler, both in. And with all due respect to Mr. Cowell, it really didn't miss much of a beat.
Well, I personally miss Simon. I think that the chemistry we had in the first season was something special. However, it is so rare. I don't know if it happens like this in many situations, but the new panel had incredible chemistry too in the first season. And we were just sitting together a couple of days ago, getting ready to narrow it down to the contestants that'll be in the live shows, talking about how well everybody gets along and how we've got a real specific direction for what we're looking for this year. So they're fun to work with.
Yeah.
They're all very successful, and they're all extremely different personalities.
One of America's nighttime families.
Yeah.
Look, you've conquered it all. There are reports. Are you something of a morning person, Ryan?
Ah, yes. I am a morning person.
All right.
I do a morning radio show every morning, 102.7 Kiss FM Los Angeles. Would you like to be on?
Very deft, and I would as an LA native again. It is the 40th anniversary, and the fun starts tomorrow. Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest, 8 Eastern, right here on ABC.